Hey YouTubers, so welcome back to the channel. So got a little bit of news for you today. So this is what's new today. Did finish my Revo, Mini E Revo. I did get my parts in and started putting it together, but not gonna have too much fun today. In Hawaii, they implemented the quarantine again, started Friday at midnight. So today is Saturday, so we can't go to the park and do any bashing. But let me just show you what I put on the Mini E Revo. So as you know, I finally got the front carriers, the alloy front carriers. So I put those on over the weekend. So here, this is what they look like. Got some blue alloy front carriers, and then while I started changing these out, I did put the steel hollow balls in. So instead of the plastic one that's throughout the body that Traxxas puts on their cars, I ordered and got them off eBay. Started changing them out slowly to these steel hollow ones. So as I go through the rest of the body, I'll eventually swap them all out. So I think I'm pretty much done with the front. I think the inner ones I still got to do. That's on the inner part of the tie rod. Yeah, I still got to do that bottom one there, I think. But I did the top tie rods here, finished those both, and I did the top here. So that's another thing that you see in the picture here, is that I finally got the alloy rockers for the shocks. So I got the rear and the front. So a little bit of a note, I kind of noticed that when I started putting these on, the rocker arms, well, this is what happened. So I put the rears on first. I have them on, as you see right now, as they're mounted, they're very close to the chassis. So the reason for that being is it's actually installed backwards. So they should actually be flipped over where they're taller. So if you look at the front ones, this is what they should actually look like, where it sits higher. But the only thing is if you mount it the correct way, the screws would have to be screwed in from the bottom side. So if you look at these two here, I have this screw here that's screwed from the bottom, and then there's another one that's screwed from the bottom here. The top one where it mounts to the chassis is screwed okay, but this one is screwed from underneath and this one is screwed from underneath. So as I started to do the rear ones first, I was thinking, how come it doesn't fit? And then when I screw them in, it actually hits the chassis. Couldn't figure out why it was. And then it wasn't until I did the front ones that I realized, yeah, you got to screw them on from the bottom or from underneath first, and then mount them to the chassis. But the thing is, mounting it inverted like this, I kind of like it, because if you look how it sits now, there's a lot of room back here. So in between, I guess, the motor to the rear wing, there's a lot of area, a lot of space. So I'm kind of liking that. In order to mount it this way, I did have to use shorter screws. So I kind of used the screws from the chassis. So when I did mount the T-bone chassis, they included screws with them. So I used those instead. And I use the factory Traxxas screws for the chassis to screw this down. So it's basically the same size, it's just that they're shorter. So I was able to mount it this way. So I can screw them directly from the top and not having to screw it from underneath going up. So I kind of like it. I mean, it doesn't seem to change the geometry any. It's basically the same. It's just that it's inverted, so it might look a little bit funny, but I kind of like it. You know, it's kind of clean looking. You know, I'm just looking at it. So it kind of hides everything away and it tucks everything. So if you had like maybe aluminum shock bodies or something like that, they'll probably pop a lot more, because that'll be the main feature of what you see back here when you put those on. So the fronts, they look like this. They're kind of partially blocked by the front tower here, or the front bumper assembly, so you don't really see it much. So it didn't really matter if it was upside down. I was going to do it upside down or inverted too, but because they fit fine like this, and because I guess it was kind of weird fitting if I did invert it, I just mounted it the way it should be. So that's the way it looks now. So it's almost done. I got the shims, associated shims in, and I'm gonna put that in a little bit later on. But because I got everything else in, I just wanted to mount it and then do a couple of speed runs. So I got the Proline trenchers, the Desperado rims in, so I put those in, and then I actually got the aluminum hex. You probably can't see it, but I got aluminum hex nuts there so I can mount the wheels on. So I'm gonna do a bash run or a session just right outside my house on my driveway, not driveway, but on my street outside. I did get a GPS speedometer, so we can do a speed test with this new Mamba motor with the Sidewinder 3, and then see how everything goes. We'll do a 2-cell LiPo battery test. I have a 2250, so we'll do a test with that. And then I do have this small Let me know how you like this video. Stay tuned for more. I got more things in the mail. I got some more trucks and cars coming along. So I picked up something that I was surprised that I found that got posted up on Facebook. So stay tuned to the channel. There's more exciting things to come. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.